All right, let's dive into one of the most infamous, most chilling unsolved cases in American history. We're talking about the hunt for the Zodiac killer.
So, where does a story like this even begin? Well, it starts out almost normal, a Tuesday night, December 1968. But what happened on this night would cast a shadow over California for, more than 50 years.
And this is what gets me every time. You've got this young couple, parked on a quiet road just outside Vallejo, and then this guy appears. He shoots them both, and then he just walks away. No panic, no rush, like he was just taking out the trash. That's not just a murder. That's something else. That is pure, chilling confidence.
See, for this guy, it wasn't enough to just kill. He wanted something more. He wanted to terrorize everybody. He wanted to be famous. And his weapon of choice wasn't just a gun. It was also a pen.
So what did he do? He basically creates this whole new persona. He starts writing letters to newspapers, to the cops, and fills them with these insane details that only the killer could possibly know. He's taunting them, just laughing at them. And then he creates his own brand. He signs off with this creepy symbol, that circle with the cross through it, and gives himself a name, the Zodiac.
Okay, so he's got his name, he's got his symbol. But now, the Zodiac is about to take this whole psychological game to a completely different level. He wasn't just going to say he was smarter than everyone else. Oh no, he was going to prove it.
Think about it. Taunting a few cops in California, that's one thing. But how do you taunt the entire world all at once? How do you do that?
The answer? You send a puzzle. A really, really hard one. He starts sending these incredibly complex coded messages, these ciphers, right to the newspapers. And he claims his real name is hidden inside. It was the ultimate challenge, right? He's basically screaming, "Hey, my name is right here. Come and get it if you're smart enough."
And here's the crazy part. The best of the best tried to crack these things. I'm talking the FBI. Nope, couldn't do it. The CIA, with all their spies and supercomputers, they couldn't crack it either. The greatest code breakers on the planet looked at these things for decades and got absolutely nowhere.
51. Just let that number sink in. 51 years to solve one message. A message that was only 340 characters long. It wasn't even law enforcement that cracked it in the end. It was a team of regular people, amateur sleuths, in 3 different countries who finally figured it out in 2020. That's over half a century. So after all that, 51 years of work, what did the big secret message say? What was the name? It wasn't his name. It was just another taunt. I hope you are having lots of fun trying to catch me. Can you believe that? He was literally laughing at everyone from the 1960s, just mocking the world 5 decades later.
But, it wasn't all just dead ends. The police, they did have a suspect, a really, really good one. For years, they were focused on this one guy who just seemed to fit the profile perfectly. It felt like, finally, they might have actually found him. And that man's name was Arthur Lee Allen. He was this kind of quiet, heavy-set guy, lived by himself. But the more the investigators started digging into his life, well, the more the puzzle pieces started clicking into place. And it was pretty darn scary.
Okay, so check this out. The guy wore a watch with the Zodiac symbol on it. Witnesses said they saw him near some of the crime scenes. He failed a polygraph test, a lie detector, and when they searched his trailer, they found knives, weird books. The circumstantial case was it was huge. They were so sure this had to be the guy.
So they have all this evidence piled up against him. It seems like a slam dunk. But there's just one problem. The one thing you can't argue with: science. They finally got their hands on his DNA and compared it to the DNA from the saliva on the Zodiac's letters. And the result? It wasn't a match. Not even close.
And just like that, poof. The best lead they ever had, the man they were sure was the monster, was cleared. Arthur Lee Allen died in 1992, a free man. He was never charged with anything. And the investigation? It was basically back to square one.
So after that crazy period in the late 60s, early 70s, with all the letters and the murders, the Zodiac just went quiet. He just stopped. The letters, the ciphers, the fear he created, it all just sort of faded away into this really spooky silence. And look at this timeline. It really shows you how long that silence lasted. The last confirmed the killing was way back in 1969. The last letter that we know for sure was from him, 1974.
And then, crickets. For decades. Just nothing but old files and the legend of a killer who seemed to have just vanished.
And this right here is a huge piece of the puzzle. Officially, police can only connect the Zodiac to 5 murders. 5. But in his letters, he bragged about killing 37 people. So what does that mean? Are there 32 other victims out there? Other families who never got answers? We just don't know. And we probably never will.
So where does this all leave us after all this time? Well, it leaves us with a case that's, well, it's pretty much dead. The killer himself has got to be dead by now. All the leads have dried up. The only thing that's really left is the one cold, hard fact. He won. And if you want to know the final score, here it is. 0. After all those decades, all that police work, all the suspects they looked at, the number of arrests ever made in the Zodiac case is a big, fat 0.
And that quote, man, it just forces you to stop and think, doesn't it? Whoever this guy was, he just went back to his life. He got up in the morning, went to a job, maybe he had kids, neighbors, all while carrying this unbelievably dark secret every single day, just hiding in plain sight. And that, I think, is the most terrifying part of this whole story. The Zodiac wanted to create a legend. He wanted to commit the perfect crime and get away with it. He wanted to be the boogeyman that no one could ever catch. He was sure he could win his own twisted game. And the most horrifying thing of all? He was right.
True Files Archive.